Hey feline friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk all about oral care in cats. This is something I've sort of touched upon in my previous videos, but I've never actually went through the whole spiel of why it's so important to take care of your cat's teeth, and also a few things that I've learned along the way. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first topic I want to touch upon is teething. This is something that, despite all of the research I did before getting Spike, I was not fully prepared for, and that's because I guess I didn't really know the extent to how much teething would affect him. So teething occurs twice during a cat's lifetime. It occurs once when they're 3 to 4 weeks old as a kitten, and then once their baby teeth start falling out, they experience it again around 4 to 6 months. And I'd say Spike started teething and growing his adult teeth around 6 months. So first and foremost, the signs that you should watch out for if your cat is teething is whether or not they seem like they're more vocal, they're chewing on everything, and bleeding. Bleeding is completely normal. I did not know this, so when we first started seeing blood on all of his toys, I got really freaked out. But once I Googled this and looked more into it, I realized that he was around the age where he should be teething. So that was actually really the first big sign that we noticed, was just blood everywhere. I mean, it wasn't a lot of blood, but it was definitely very noticeable. The second thing we noticed is he did chew on everything. I think it helps with the pain, so he just started chewing on all of his toys, just basically everything, all of our furniture, anything that he could fit his mouth on, he would start chewing. So I looked into getting him teething toys. And the one I ended up getting was kind of like this round rubber gear looking toy with some strings attached to it. And the rubber gear is supposed to be like a nice texture for cats to chew. But actually when I gave it to Spike, he ended up chewing on the strings instead. He did not like the rubber part at all. So that actually didn't really end up helping. And it seemed like he kind of just sort of reverted back to chewing on all of our furniture and stuff. So for us, it didn't really help, but I'll link the one that I got below in case you're interested in getting one for your cat. And another obvious thing that you'll notice when your cat starts teething is you might find some of their teeth on the ground, which is kind of cute. We actually ended up saving the first tooth that we found. I don't know if it's the first tooth that fell out, but it's the first tooth that we found because I'm just a crazy cat mom. But actually what I read online is most of the time the cats will end up swallowing their own teeth, which is also completely normal. I mean, overall, there's not too much you can do for your cat except let them chew on things and let them kind of alleviate that pain on their own. So around this time we were still brushing his teeth, but I did also end up reading that when they are starting to lose their teeth, it's better not to brush as often because it can hurt their gums. We were brushing about 2 to 3 times a week. And a lot of the veterinary websites that I was reading recommended that you do brush your cat's teeth throughout their entire lifetime at least twice a week. So if you remember in my previous videos, we used to use the twirly brush, but later on I learned from my vet that those aren't as effective as the bristled brushes because they don't take off as much plaque. So we did end up replacing his old toothbrush, and also because he chewed so hard on the silicone that it started to fall apart. And once we got him a bristled brush, it did become a little more difficult to brush his teeth just because he's so finicky, and with the silicone 360 brush we could kind of just twirl the brush around, but for the bristled brush it really turned into a 2-person job where either me or my partner would have to hold Spike's mouth open and then one of us would have to brush his teeth. When we brought Spike back for his annual checkup, the vet did notice a little bit of gingivitis, which is the next thing that I want to talk about. So gingivitis may occur if your cat is experiencing too much plaque buildup, and you may notice that your cat has some bad breath or it's just very red around the gums. Actually, speaking of bad breath, I know I'm backtracking a little bit. When your cat is teething, their breath will stink really bad. So just be prepared for that. We were not, and all of his toys actually ended up smelling really bad too because he kept chewing on them. So we actually had to replace some of them after that period was over. Okay, so now back to gingivitis. So our vet had told us that Spike had some minor gingivitis, and she should showed me his gums and it was a little bit pink. When it's very severe, the gums will be bright red and they'll start bleeding, but for him, his was very minor. At that point, I realized that we needed to try and brush his teeth every single day. So that's something I made a point to do as he got older. And we are still using the vet recommended poultry flavored toothpaste, which I featured in my other videos. I'll link it again down below if you're interested, but that makes the job so much easier because he loves the poultry flavor and to him it's like a treat. So in addition to brushing Spike's teeth every single day, I did want to share a few other things that can really help improve your cat's oral health. In the wild, cats keep their teeth clean by chewing on bones and grass. So cat grass is one way that you could help improve your cat's oral health. And I did notice back when we only brushed Spike's teeth a couple times a week, he did chew on things more. So that was probably another sign that he was trying to clean his teeth. And we do lay out cat grass too, just as an additional way for him to clean his teeth. And he seems to really enjoy it. I think a lot of cats do, so I would highly recommend that. And then the last thing you can do for your cat's oral health is give them dental treats. I personally had heard a lot of mixed things about dental treats, but I think it's important to get vet recommended and vet approved dental treats that really help reduce plaque and tartar on your cat's teeth. We did buy one that was recommended by my vet and Spike seemed to like it at first. He ate a couple of them, but then later on, the more we started giving them, the less he liked them, and now he kind of just knocks them around the floor and he thinks they're just toys. There are a lot of different brands out there. Maybe he just doesn't like this particular brand. So I'll list a couple of more vet recommended treats in the description box below so that you can potentially explore which one your cat might like. So that pretty much wraps up this video. I know there was a lot of information scattered throughout, but again, I will link everything down in the description box below. As always, please go to your vet if you have any specific concerns, but if you have any general questions about our experience, I'm always happy to answer them. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye y'all.